Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well. From wherever you watch this channel,
to take measures to ensure that he is safe, because they are targeting him. You saw the fracas that was at his entry. He was being taken in all the terminals because they wanted to arrest him. They had 182 DCI officers stationed at the airport just to ensure they arrest him, but the power of the people prevailed, and they mishandled him at the exit.
Do you know that Rigathi Gachagua switched flights before departure? Looking at this story, and it's been shared from the Star newspaper, Rigathi Gachagua could have booked 2 flights to try to confuse the people who are waiting for him. He first of all could have booked probably KQ flight, a Kenyan bound flight. Then he could have booked another flight not known to the Kenyan People Authority. So the Kenyan Authority could have waited for Rigathi Gachagua to land at exactly noon. But Rigathi Gachagua opted to board Ethiopian airline flight ETH 318, a Boeing 777-360ER. That is what Rigathi Gachagua used to land to Kenya. Now, that explains why probably the law enforcers were a bit confused. The manner in which Rigathi Gachagua arrived was a bit like incognito. You could use that term, say that he arrived incognito. That is why he managed to go through to pass all of them, because otherwise they could have arrested him huko mbele huko. But you see, they didn't do that. That is why this story, I tend to agree with the story further, because maybe that is what really happened. Maybe Rigathi Gachagua used another flight to arrive to Kenya, and that is exactly what happened. Now, I'd like us to look at this story further, because people have been asking me, Yoleno, how comes the government walikuwa nasema tu ama walikuwa namuogopa huyu? No, it happens that the government has a strategy, the opposition also has a strategy. What Malala was doing was to create pressure so that the government ijipate badala ya kufocus on how to arrest him, the government found itself focusing on how to respond to Malala. At one particular time, they were not even talking about it anymore. But the truth of the matter that has come out, ladies and gentlemen, is that Rigathi opted to use a different flight, switched flights in the middle of the arrangement. Probably this could have been an idea devised out there so that they can confuse. What if Rigathi Gachagua maybe had booked even 10 flights or 5 flights, so that you don't know which one is going to arrive on, because 10 flights, 4 flights, you know? So we want to explore this story further, but first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, kindly support the work we do on this channel by liking this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I don't see how the government, with all the machinery, could not detect Rigathi Gachagua's landing. Ni wale plainclothes police walikuwa wamelala darasani? What really happened, ladies and gentlemen? I was just, you see, I spent the better part of yesterday waiting to see what was going to happen. Probably was this flight going to be diverted? How come they never noticed that this person had checked in? That's a very important question. He switched planes, yes. Last minute, did he check in twice? I mean, those are very important questions again. Or again, another question that I want to ask myself, because of course KQ government owned, it was easy for the DCI to go through KQ, wajue kwamba huyu atakuja na hii, but maybe it was just easy for them to trace the other airline. What could have happened? I mean, there are questions here, many questions, and answers ni kidogo tu. This switching, ladies and gentlemen, but hiyo inaonyesha kwamba the intelligence ambayo ina work na Rigathi Gachagua iko juu. How they managed to go through all this, na dodged arrest at the JKIA, how they managed to dodge the arrest at the JKIA, I still find it a bit strange. But Rigathi's intelligence, top notch. So I don't know, but just go below in the comment section and react on this story that is developing about Rigathi Gachagua's arrest. Wanataka wamshike at all costs. Hii mambo ya RSF mambo ya Al-Shabaab, wanataka wamshike at all cost. But again, Rigathi didn't say anything. You see, he didn't say anything back there. He never uttered, he didn't make any rallies, roadside rallies, because, you know, that would have been very reckless. So probably the advisors could have, his security advisors could have advised him not to be public sana, because being public sana would have endangered him, na ingemfanya awe anaonekana kwamba yeye ni mtu ambaye yuko very careless, na it would have been very easy for someone who wants him, maybe who wants his life, to take him out. It would have been very possible. But the way he arrived, and if you look at the attire, no bulletproof. So this is a man ambao haogopi kitu, and but that's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. So just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this strategy from Rigathi arriving in a different plane, different from what the government expected. Just tell us below on the comment section. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.